all end all for my college career. This is the last big thing I have to do besides a few touch-ups, and then I am out with a bachelor's degree. So, long time in the making. Feels like forever. So this is kind of the last thing I'm doing, and I'm really glad all of you are here with me. So with that, we will begin with the story. So I'm one of those people who have been involved in fashion and around it ever since I can remember. My grandma had always made my mom's outfits and her sisters and brothers' outfits, and my mom made me outfits. So fashion always kind of bonded my mom and I. But the first time I remember really wanting to be involved in fashion design was after watching an episode of What Not to Wear. So Stacey London and Clinton Kelly, they're the two hosts of the show, and they always knew exactly what garments looked the best on each body type. And there was a specific episode I remember watching where they talked about horizontal stripes and how it was just like not the most flattering thing for all figures. And instantly, my head flashed up to my favorite dress hanging in my closet. It was dark navy blue with like these light blue horizontal stripes and a pink embroidered butterfly dead center on my chest. And I was just terrified, and the whole episode, all I could think about was the fact that my dress was hanging in my closet and I wore it like 2 or 3 times a week. It's the only thing I could think about. So the second the episode was over, I darted up to my closet and put on that dress, and I remember standing in front of the mirror and judging it, like, it fits really well through here, like the sleeves are nice, but do the stripes look bad? Like I really can't tell and I don't know what to do. And I just remember redesigning that dress in my head like 2 or 3 times to make it better for me. And from that moment on, I knew that fashion design was where I wanted to go with it, and it was always going to be in the forefront of my mind. So I would always go up to people kind of from then and ask them to give me a word. Didn't matter what it was. So from anything to different foods or various movie titles, they would tell me something and I would make a garment out of it. If you tell me hot dog, I'm going to design something you wear to go to the carnival. So that was kind of where I went from then, and then I started watching Project Runway, and you can guess my favorite challenge is always the unconventional challenge. So I am the stereotypical fashion designer who watches Project Runway, yes. And then in high school, my interest in fashion continued, and I decided to go to Studio 101 at the Art Institute, which is basically taking a week of college course fashion design classes to kind of get your feet in the water and see if you really like the program or not, and I was hooked. So I got accepted, and I stayed there about 1.5 years before I just became really unmotivated, and I decided to take a break. I did not know if I wanted to continue doing fashion design. I didn't feel like it was for me. And I just didn't want to do it anymore. So I took 1 year off. I worked 2 different retail jobs, but the whole time I could tell that's not where I was supposed to end up, and I needed to get more involved in the actual industry itself, in the fashion design part of it. So I applied to Stanford Brown, and now I'm going to be getting my bachelor's degree. But before I started the school, I really wanted to create a brand and a vision that was me that I could use to design through my whole school career. So that's when Seeking Alice came. And every garment I've designed since then has been based on kind of like the ready to streetwear style that I represent, and I couldn't be more proud of what's come. So Psychedelic Seattleite is the first complete collection I ever designed and made myself. This collection needed to embody the Seeking Alice woman who loves streetwear and staple pieces in her wardrobe. They need to be simple to layer, but really fun to kind of mix and match. However, I also wanted to give myself the personal challenge of not using any black in this entire collection, as it is my favorite color. When you hear the word staple pieces, you usually go to black, like a black yoga legging that you wear every day, or like a little black dress that's easy to throw on, but I wanted the Seeking Alice woman to change that. In order to challenge myself and pull away from my staple color, I had to research the trends of spring-summer 2017. So when researching trends, what I personally do is I pull from streetwear and what's around me. So what I decided to do for this one was not look at what the designers were making in their fashion shows, but what the people going to the fashion shows were wearing in the audience. So I did just that. I used a website called WGSN and Pantone.com for kind of some more hard resources to get good information on that. And as you can probably tell, the largest trend that I pulled from for this season was the pastel color palette. I also wanted to use gray as kind of my neutral color since I was straying away from black, and I focused on texture and an oversized silhouette. So the Psychedelic Seattleite woman, she lives a pretty busy lifestyle. She's on the go with a full day ahead of her, and she needs something easy to move around in that's still flattering and is unique. The white finishings within this collection, such as really large white exposed zippers, paracord, and plastic buckles, they help tie the collection, these 6 pieces together. These elements also help contribute to the athleisure lifestyle and athletic lifestyle that I cater to. Psychedelic Seattleite is a sellable collection filled with color, contrast, and bold detailing. The fabric that brought this collection to life was the psychedelic printed double knit that incorporated it in almost every look. This bold print paired with solids help ensure a collection that is effortless to mix and match with any existing wardrobe. There are key staple pieces as well as bold standouts, and the silhouette I chose appealed to a wide range of body types and extend the typical age range of my customer. The collection also really looks good just hanging on a rack. And then I have the one look displayed here, and then I also have some on the table as well from this collection. So on the far left there, my raglan top paired with a paneled and piped legging features the main psychedelic print. I created the front piping on the leggings by using strips of paracord and my fabric as well to streamline it and give it another unique visual element. Next to it is my hooded dress. This was one of my favorite pieces. It's unique in its main textile, which is neoprene, which is used to make wetsuits for surfing, swimming, and all of that. The dress was designed with kind of the downtown Seattle customer in mind because it's really light, but it's something easy she can throw on while running around in the rain, and her top half will stay dry. This 2-piece look contains an oversized tank top dress and a light raglan jacket. The dress has a flap on the back, kind of reminiscent of a vent that you would see in athletic wear to get a little breeze going. While simple on the front, the bright blue creates a fun visual pop from the back. The short sleeve raglan jacket can also double as a dress. Paracord around the hem and the zipper allows the jacket to either be all the way unzipped, fully zipped, or halfway done either on the top and bottom. So the whole idea of it was to give it different shapes. These 2 pieces really flatter each other with complementary colors and visually pleasing proportions. While still keeping silhouette streamlined, these 2 looks feature detailed accessories to bring out the athleisure elements in the collection. So the dark gray tank top features a white exposed zipper down the back with the same paracord around the hem to give the top more of a bubble effect. Even sleeveless, the top is fleece lined, keeping the customer really warm in the cold weather. Both the sweatshort and capri feature large white plastic buckles on the outside of the paneling. For these 2 looks, I also decided to incorporate and make some accessories. So for one look, I created a psychedelic slouch beanie, which is double lined to keep you really warm as well. And for the second one, I have a kangaroo pocket necklace, which can be paired with all 6 outfits. Probably the most fashion-forward piece in the collection is the Psychedelic Seattleite Organza Mermaid Jacket. It's a 3/4 length sleeve jacket with a paneled hood and the same vent in the back similar to the tank dress. The organza material used is definitely not standard for something that is outerwear and was very difficult to work with. If you look at the jacket, you'll just be able to tell. The edges fray because of the loose construction, and so I had to use special techniques to sew it. Since it's see-through, we had to do something called a French seam, which it takes double the amount of time, but looks just as good. So I paired the jacket with a paneled biker short and razor bralette to bring it more streetwear instead of being high-end with the material. So this collection is definitely one filled with a lot of personality, and I was lucky enough to present it twice. The first was at this fashion show. It's called Raw Signature, and Raw is an organization that is all over the country, and they bring together a bunch of different artists and different mediums to just put on a big fun show for a whole night. And so I was contacted through a talent scout for Raw who had actually found my Seeking Alice Instagram. And so she messaged me, and I was able to look through my Instagram and try to find a bunch of different Seattle models, and I was lucky enough to find 6 gorgeous girls, plus my hair and makeup artist who stepped in last minute for me. So this being my first fashion show under Seeking Alice, I was really nervous, but I was so excited, and it went really well, and I was very proud of kind of the outcome of that show. The second show is called Chance Fashion, and so I was able to do their spring-summer showcase. Chance Fashion is really unique in that they're the longest running monthly fashion show in the country. They've been going on just about 6.5 years now, and so I was able to participate in this event earlier in the year. I contacted a designer who I knew was very familiar with the event that I had met at a Seattle networking event. And so I started helping out with Chance, just helping out backstage, making their programs, and through all of that, the